Okay, so let's do another Blender tutorial. This time we're going to learn about Boolean functions and curves, and I'm gonna have you do a follow along with me, and we're gonna try to model an arm. I have no clue how it's gonna go. So we have our basic cube here. Also, let's talk about these guys real quick. So you don't actually need these. These are it's like a virtual camera, and that's a virtual light. But we don't really need these. They're more for rendering, which we will get into at some point. Okay, let's make an arm. So I think what I'm going to do is actually just start like really with very basic shapes. So we're going to go into the modifiers thing again, and we're going to go ahead and do a subdivide function. Okay, a subdivide. Jesus, I can't speak. A subdivision. Alright, now we're going to duplicate this. Duplicate. And I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to duplicate it again. And I'm going to put that. Let me think about this. Because this is going to be the elbow joint, and this will be the forearm. So this would be the bicep, and let's duplicate, or that's going to be like the upper arm body, and then let's duplicate it again. That'll be the bicep. Duplicate this again. That will be the hand. And then I guess we just need the shoulder, so we're going to just do... Oh, it's the same as Tinkercad. Okay, that's useful. So as you can tell, I'm kind of learning along with you here. I have some decent knowledge about Blender, but it's mostly on the model editing side of things. I rarely mess around with this stuff just because it's not necessarily what industrial design calls for. Although, I will say, come on, you worked so well a second ago. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me duplicate this. That's fine. That'll work, I think, for what we're doing. I don't know if you probably can see it. You have a good eye. But that's the shoulder blade, right? And then we have, this will be the forearm here. That's the elbow joint, and then this will be the bicep, which I'm going to actually move up a little bit. And yeah, this would be the left hand. So, okay, let's get started. So, first deal, let's go into edit mode. Ah, my freaking god, I think I'm stupid as shit. Okay, sorry. So, go back here. We have to apply this, or none of these are gonna... There we go. Okay, we're good now. So yeah, that's something I want to talk about real quick. So, these look real, but surprise, you're fucking schizophrenic. They're not. Because if we go into sculpt mode, watch it trip me up again. That fucking tripped me up again. See, now it's making me look like I'm the crazy one. Okay, basically, you have to do that little apply thing that I did, or this doesn't work. It'll look like this, but it's still actually just a cube underneath, which is fucking... I don't know, I don't think that's the best user interface, but it's all good. It's not about that. So, back to what we're doing. This is going to be the hand, so let's start here. So in edit mode, I'm going to select these faces, holding shift and just clicking. I think that will work fine, and I'm pretty sure that we can add a modifier to just these faces if we go ahead and we're gonna do another, you guessed it, fucking subdivision. Okay, that didn't work. Fuck. It's fine. That's okay. So let's just accept this one. Cunt. In edit mode, you're a dick. Whatever, we're gonna leave the hand like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and make it. So, what we're gonna do, go to scale thing, and we're gonna shrink this down a little bit like this. Also gonna give it a slight rotation. Ah, you cunt. Right, you gotta, sorry. So, gotta try not to say that word. There you go. Look at that. Okay. That's gonna be great. Now, I don't know if you can tell that it's a hand, but I can. So, how are we gonna do this? Remember last time we talked a little bit about, in edit mode, how you can select... Hold on. Sorry about this. Apply. There we go. Okay, now, in edit mode. Boop. We can select individual faces and extrude them and do all sorts of stuff. So, let's just go ahead and make a rough shape of a hand. So I'm gonna go up into the selection thing, and we are just gonna let's do let's do the thumb first. So we're gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna do it should be extruded and then out. Okay, so I messed up a little bit, but grab the white circle to determine the direction. The yellow circle makes a joint for it to extrude again. Okay, so we're going to grab the white circle again. And I see that gets kind of goofy though, so let's start like that. That's fine. Okay, so now we're going to do the fingers. And again, white circle is more specific. So, just like these guys. One, two... Yeah, right, I guess so. This guy might have only a few fingers. But it's all good. You know what? I think I'm actually stupid. Hold on. If I just angle these guys out... Oh. If I just angle... Oh, wait, hold on. This actually is shit. Because we need joints. What fingers don't have joints? I don't know. Okay. You know what? That's not that bad, actually. I'm going to fuck with that. So, now we're going to do this second thing. And that was only two, right? Yep. Okay, so, same thing. Down. A little bit too much there, so let's try that again. Down. Fucking elbow keeps hurting like shit. It's rubbing up against the chair. I fucking don't have any damn cushioning on the chair anymore for my elbow. He's fucking stupid, mate. Okay. Sidetracked. So, this hand's gonna look shit. It's fine though. It's a happy little hand. CAD is it is definitely like Bob Ross's painting for people, because it will not, like, see there, it did something stupid, and I didn't even know about it. But it's not going to always do what you want. But honestly, it's okay if it's like that because it teaches you how to adapt. CAD is kind of like, I would use the word Darwinistic, maybe. Just because it's like, damn. Yeah, it's not, it can't be, it can be unforgiving sometimes. Wait, let's actually deselect that, and we'll go like that. I know that, oh man, this finger's fucked. This finger's fucked! Okay, so I think I know what's going on here. Let's just fucking do this. We're gonna do it right this time. First try. I think I have to go back further to do the first try. Big Destiny, win first try! Okay. It's okay. It's a learning experience. If anything, this is just showing you what not to do. So it's all good. Okay, that is a hand. It's a little fucking, it's like he's giving a loose shake, you know. But it's all good. Let's go ahead and de-extrude this section here. Now it might be easier to go into sculpt mode for this. Flatten this out. Make it big. Make it strong. You will never go wrong. Oh shit. Looking fresh out of Nintendo. That's crazy. God damn, I amaze myself. Look at that fucking hand, man. That's good shit right there. Okay. Now, yeah, it looks a little gruggy. But that's good. That's all that we need to do for this right now. So, now we're gonna move on to the fucking forearm. So, I gotta watch my time because every little while it seems to cut out my audio. So, all right. I'm just going to break it up into segments. Okay, let's do this one. This is going to be much easier. The hand was the most time-consuming part. So, we're going to go back into edit mode and see how the fucking people cry in the street. Okay, yeah, you see how these spaces are fucking... It says, oh, there's 4. Is there really? Because it looks like there's fucking a lot more than that, but you're fucking hallucinating. It tells you that this is what it will look like once you accept it. So, and it's goofy because it likes to troll you because you can only see this in edit mode. But guess what, asshole? If you go into fucking object mode, that disappears, and that's the only way you can accept it. So they just assume that you know that, and you're gonna accept it automatically in object mode before you switch it over. But no one. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'm the problem, but it doesn't matter. Okay, let's make the forearm. Okay, so now we're going to make it smaller by using the bevel function. And whoa, okay, whoa, look at that, that's crazy. All right. That is not what I was intending to do. And that's interesting. Look, so we can use the bevel function like a subdivider. That's actually a really good way to visualize it. So this is what it looks like normally. But if you subdivide, you're basically just telling it to... Let's do it a little bit there. See how these ribbons make new faces? And as this expands... Oh god, look, it did it again. That is very interesting. Holy shit. See, this program, man, you can get lost in it. Like, what is going on? It's like God is communicating with me, like, right now. But anyways, let's return his forearm to a non-fucked state. And I guess we are not going to use bevel, because that is not the right thing for this. So it's probably, again, this is more of a sculpting thing. We have to go back and forth here. So let's do the pull thing. And we're going to pull this out just a bit. And we're going to pull these in. Make it a little thinner. Again, this is very, very, very rough. Kind of looks like a super hot character or something. So that'll do for what we're doing. Yeah, dude, holy shit, look at me. Okay. Sorry, it's just like this is completely new territory to me. Maybe Blender is not as hard to learn as I thought it was. Okay, so we're done with that. Now let's go back in object mode. Select the... Let's actually start... How should I do this? Let's fucking do the elbow, I guess. So edit mode. Again, we have to go back into fucking object mode and hit apply. Go back into edit mode. Okay. Little asshole. Extrude. Wait, what if we bevel? Nope, not what I want. You know what, actually this is a good opportunity to experiment a little bit and show off what some of these tools do. So, let's just go down the list because it would be good for me to refresh anyway. Okay, so obviously we have extrude. We can pull it out and do shit. And we were going to use that real quick right here. Make it... Oh, you cunt munchkin. Please. Just going straight. There we go. That we'll have to do. And then we're just going to take oop, oop. And we're going to drag this. I'm not sure what would be more realistic here. That doesn't look right. But I think we're not done with it. We can make the back end sharper. Okay, so we want to leave this. But we want to take these. And obviously, it's bigger because it's the back of the arm. Bigger is better, man. Fucking look at that. Oh my god. Look at that, dude. Your arm looks like a fucking banana. We gotta fix that. Straight. Straight. Cool. Now let's go ahead and switch to our vertice mode, where we can drag vertices. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this guy inward. Move this guy. So this is, again, just more precise stuff here instead of... Oh, also, if you delete a vertice, I'm pretty sure this works. So if you delete a vertice, oh, never mind. Don't do that. I'm not, okay. I'm still new to this. Let's stay on target here. We're gonna grab the lines and we're just gonna start moving them in, make it a little bit sharper. Now here we need to grab the vertice thing. So again, going up here and selecting the vertice selection. Move that in. Okay, and we don't have to be crazy with this because we're going to come back and subdivide it and then really sculpt with it. So, okay. Now let's do the bicep. So, object mode. Got to do that accept thing because it's a jackass, and then you're going to edit. Okay, good. Good. So, firstly, I need that face. And we're going to extrude these guys. Outwards. Upwards. Nope. Just got that. Nope. Alright, that's fine. I guess we're going to go this one. This is an odd sensation. I feel like I'm like creating someone. Okay. And vertice. I'm sorry this is slow. Maybe I will speed this up a little bit, but honestly I'm going to leave it at this speed and you can choose whether or not to speed it up or not. Because I know, like, at least with my CAD professor and everything, it helps if he just goes slow, and you can choose if you want to watch the video quickly or not, because, you know, it depends person to person how quickly you pick this stuff up, and it's fine if you have to rewatch the video like 7 times. That's kind of what I have to do. But you end up getting a really good understanding of it, and you can model things like this. And I mean, I know it looks rough now, but it won't in a few minutes. So it's all worth the payoff. It just requires some patience, because it is a learning curve, and it is not a very forgiving one, I would say. Like, oh man, okay, I can't even tell you, like, there are so, this is kind of cool, it's like CAD and camp stories. So, I can't even tell you like how pissed a lot of the kids would get in design school because they just wouldn't understand the CAD. I mean, it's fine, but like also it's not. Like, don't get that upset about it. It's fucking, it's just CAD, bro. Don't let it defeat you. All right, let's go back into object mode, and we're gonna click this. You have to do the apply thing for the subdivider again. Go into edit. What does shear do? Oh, hey, that would have been useful. That's like way, way cooler to make a bicep fucking shape. Oh, that's fucking weird. What is that doing? It's like drifting the polygons. But yeah, so like these people, they would get insanely pissed over CAD, and I get it, like sometimes it can be a little bit annoying, but it is not worth getting that pissed over, let me tell you. Because I mean, like, look at how can you just like look, this shit is so what did I just do? No, dude, did I just fuck myself? Okay, I'm back. I did not. Everything's fine. So all I did was I accidentally switched it into shading mode, which that does quite a bit of resources because you're basically taking this to rendering. So that's up here if you want to play with it, and you can. Also, I forgot, there's a sculpting mode and also a UV editing mode, which is very interesting. So sculpting is actually like a dedicated mode to doing this, and it's just a bit more optimized, like controls are smoother and stuff, and also there's less distractions going on. So I'm actually going to stick to this mode because it's easier, less clutter. Also moving around is a bit easier, so I say that as I get lost. And then UV editing is interesting. So this is, I will figure this out more for you. But you see this grid here? So basically, like, if you were to take this shape and flatten it out, it would make this square. And thusly, you can fucking, if you select shit, it shows you, like, where that is. And this is kind of useful for 3D printing. I will look into this more on how to use it more, but basically what it implies is you could make any 3D shape like this and then have it spread out into a flat shape that would fold together and make it and that's pretty useful in 3D printing because you can print things flat that fold together, which we might do a lesson on that in Tinkercad or something pretty soon because compliant mechanisms are just as important. But getting back to this, let's try to finish our arm. And you are supposed to be following along with this, so it's up to you. I will make these videos either way. If you want to learn them, you can. Also, no rush. It's just you definitely should try to do some of this stuff because it's like you kind of got to know some of these basic stuffs before you can jump into the really complicated stuff. But I have no doubt in my mind that you can master this kind of program because it's similar to like Photoshop. It's just with 3D stuff, so it's just like slightly different rules and things that you have to learn. But I mean, once you learn it, it's really not that bad. And the stuff I'm gonna stop being a repeating record for a bit, but yeah. Right, object mode. So if you have it on extrude and you just have everything, it seems like it just duplicates it. That's something good to know, I guess. So I'm probably going to call it quits here in a second. I'm actually going to delete that. I think those were excessive, so don't need that. Don't need that. I think that will work fine for our arm, although I do want to fix this face back here, so I can edit and we're going to select. Okay, this guy kind of has like a weird build to his arms, but it's all good. I think I'm going to balance it out again, just trying to keep a general shape so we can keep our detailed editing mostly on details rather than having to build up the model more, because it gets laggy once you're dealing with a lot of polygons. So it's just typically better to do it this way. Okay, I'm going to try something here. So, remember last time we were using the bevel thing and it wasn't working because it was just subdividing this shit into weird, like, fucking biblically accurate angels. So, instead, we're going to select this. We're going to go to the extrude. We're going to make this really ugly looking. But we're going to do it with a bunch of steps like this. And then at the top one, we're going to bevel it. And then we're going to bevel it again. Okay. Now I know that looks weird, but I think if I use the smooth thing now, and then I highlight, let's see how we can try to rotate. Ding dong. Alright, maybe this won't work. Let's just test. Oh, that looks promising. Okay, so we just got to have this whole thing selected, I think. Yeah, my CAD professor was like, you should listen to Paint with all the colors in the wind when doing CAD, like the fucking song from Pocahontas. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what he listens to on Spotify. But we all have our guilty pleasures. I have a CAD playlist on Spotify too. So, okay, let's try it now. It didn't work as well as I wanted out. Just made like a cool, like fucking low-tech looking gun on his hand. But I think we just did that slightly wrong. So let's try it again using what we just learned from that. First, deselect all these things. As far back as we're going? Looks like it. Well, shit. Fuck. That sucks. Okay. Not an issue, not an issue. Let's try to figure it out. Which one is that? What if I want this one right here? It's just you're stupid as shit. Can't see it. Whoa. Okay, I just discovered something. We can do more subdividing with the loop command. That is interesting. So this is why it's good sometimes to just experiment, because you can find out new shit. So we just put new lines here, which is good, because we can do more fine detailing. Edge slide. I want to cut this thing off or push it down. Maybe this guy. Oh, well, that's very weird. Okay. what's that? Maybe let's just try like a big selection. What happens? Just makes everything go fucking haywire. Okay. Brother. Goddamn, that's a mess. The fuck? God, man, I want to rotate this. I don't know how to. I'm gonna pause it here and see how I can fix it. Actually, you know, I'm just gonna roll with it. It's okay. I'll do another thing on this that's a little bit better later on. So let's just get to it. So we have our basic arm shape with this fucking growth on the end. Maybe actually real quick I can maybe fix it if I select this. Or no, wait, what am I thinking? In sculpt mode, that's probably what I should have been doing this whole time. I need something that like pushes in. That is not super optimal, but I think it will work. Because again, we're not real. Oh yeah, okay. I broke his fucking arm though. Just push the onion a little bit. Alright. Good shit. That looks fucking good. Okay. I'm gonna rotate this hand too because it's kind of pissing me off. Rotate. That looks much better. Okay. Time to learn the Boolean command. So we're gonna go into our modifiers again. It's the same thing with the subdivide, and we're gonna click on this. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna click on this. Add modifier, and we're gonna go to generate, and we're gonna do Boolean. Wait. Not yet Boolean. Sorry. Okay. Collection. Actually, no. Object. Collection. What's going on here? You seem to like collection. Why the fuck does it change red though? Maybe I can do this. Oh. do have to select these. So that's everybody, and we're going to do add multiplier or modifier, and we're going to go ahead and do, oh wait, what is weld? Hold on. Let's try weld. Although I don't know, I don't think it's going to work. Okay, sorry. Wait. Yeah, it's Boolean. Okay, I'm tripping. Make sure combines meshes in an additive way. Yep, we want union. Difference is subtractive. Yep, okay, gotcha. Fast. Solver options. That's fine. Apply. Modifier is disabled. Why the fuck is it disabled? We can only do 2 at a time as I want. Brother, that's pissing me off. You're still fucking separate entities like cunts. So, pull this out. Alright. You cunts. So, okay, what I just did, sorry, I need to explain this better. So, you have all these different things. This is just showing you all of the different objects in here. If we click one of these, there's that bit there, and so forth. It's interesting, this one is showing a dang modifier, but it really should not be on just one of those. So, clear. Why can I not fucking delete that shit? It's fine. Okay. So I think what we need to do is we need to click on collection, and then we need to go to, bro, what happened to my shit? Where did all that stuff go? Unfucking believable, mate. I think it just fucked all my shit. That pisses me off a little bit, dude. It's fine though, it's fine. Don't stress about it. I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, we are back. I fixed it. So if that happens to you, you just have to go to here and you go to properties instead of outliner. Okay, so I don't think we need to use a Boolean thing for this either. So if we fucking have this, all of this selected, I believe we can just do join. And now this is one object. And if we look on the tree over here, yep, one object. So that will work fine for us. Which is good because Boolean is a little frustrating sometimes with other programs. Blender especially, I don't understand the Boolean functions. I will have to show you how easy it is on other programs for comparison. Okay, add modifier. We are going to subdivide first. Holy shit, look at that. That's already looking like a fucking arm with muscles. Okay, cool beans. So we're gonna accept this one. Let's look at what simple looks like too. Now definitely we want the Clark. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that. And now it looks a little raw, so let's go ahead and add another modifier. And we're gonna add a remesh modifier. Oh shit, there go our fingers. Hold on. Let's see. We might not be doing this actually. Depends on what we get with those fingers. I'm not liking that. So we're actually not going to fuck with that. And we're just going to go ahead and do a raw subdivide again. And subdivide. Nice. I believe that will work. That seam looks a little fucked up. These creases. Okay, that's fine. So we're just going to accept it, and we're going to just jump in. So that's what it's all about. So now we're going to go into sculpt mode. And now this is where the fun begins, because we can really start to define this arm more. Probably not starting off like that. Now, this is going to take some time. So again, we have our basic things, which kind of allows us to pose the arm a little bit more specifically. Hit Control Z. Also, real quick, Control Shift Z is to go forward. Control Z is to go back. It's the same thing as Photoshop. So, yeah. Let's go ahead. Pull up all these guys. And here we go. Relax topology. So. Yeah, it's kind of working, I guess, a little bit, but it's not really undoing that seam. So that is the seam thing. Okay, that kind of did what I wanted it to do, just not nearly that strong. Okay, hold Shift and click your middle mouse button to move around like this. Hold your middle mouse button without anything to pivot around. And if you hold Control, you can zoom in and out. And it should be if you hold... It should be if you hold Alt, you can snap to easy rotations like this. Combos, Control Shift. No, okay, that's it. So, yeah, I don't know. This program, I guess, doesn't have a rotation function, which is kind of stupid. But yeah, let's go ahead and just start modeling this. So, definitely need to smooth that out. And again, you are probably going to learn this more if you're doing a lot of sculpting, just because you make it mostly prosthetics and stuff. So. Probably using the wrong tools here, and it is much easier to do this with a drawing pad, but it's a-okay for right now. But this will work fine. Well, not that much. So what I'm trying to do is just grab that specific finger and pull it up. That looks to be quite hard. Oh, hey, look at that. So it's interesting, it seems like the radius affects its strength. That's a very useful tool. That's like a posing tool. So, what is that called? Ha! Look at that posing tool. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. So, let's close his hand or her hand a little bit. To decrease the radius. And look, I know that this is not looking spectacular, but it's like, seriously, it's just going to take a lot of practice, but you will get really proficient at it. Also, this is my first time modeling in Blender. One, modeling an arm, and two, it's been a couple of years since I have modeled anything in Blender. I think the last thing I did was a scan for Luke or something. So it's, I'm a bit rusty with this as well, but it's all good. Sometimes these follow-along things kind of slow pace, because again, you can go at the speed that you need. The coolest thing ever. It's like a really expressive hand now. Like he's like hurting his fingers on the glass or some shit. And I don't think that is really anything. I'm just kind of fucking around a little bit, but so I can make this hand look a little more natural somehow. I don't think that is doing it. No, that looks like a sloth hand. Oh, what that is. It's just the fingers are fucking random, huh? Is there a thin thing, like a thininator? Boundary? What the fuck does boundary do? That's not it. Twist. Whoa. Give him like crazy vampire claws. Interesting. Okay. Nudge. Actually, I think nudge is the tool that we want. It's a little weak, but it's basically let us squeeze all these guys in. And make this look happy or normal. Increase the radius just a little bit. Oh boy, the hand might be actually shagged to high hell. I might redo the hand. I think maybe the thing to do with the hand would be to actually make those individual finger cylinders as opposed to those extrusions that I did. There doesn't seem to be anything that will do what I need it to do necessarily. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting, but not what we're after. Because what I want to do is... hold on, what are these bend things? Blend. Grab. Elastic snake. This is cool. This should be like a root almost. Nope, never mind. Wrong tool. Okay, because my radius is so large. kinda. Honestly, it might be easier to model him hands like that, as funny as that seems. Bro has a crazy fingers now. So that kind of makes me wonder if we can erase these somehow and start over with that. But I think we'll just stick, I won't focus on the hand, maybe I'll do that in another video. Let's focus up here. Alright, so I'm running into some limitations here, very gradually. I think this is starting to take a decent form though. Well, you can see here that this tessellation is really getting stretched out a lot, so we're going to go ahead and subdivide this again, but we might try to remesh it now because it's got a slightly better remeshing point. And it's honestly okay because this hand will get resimplified. So let's go ahead and try to remesh this. I'm going to try to keep it light just because I don't want to get too... I want it to be semi-adaptable still, you know, before we really do the final thing. And I might break this video up into bits, I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and apply that. And I know I just undid quite a bit of that detailing, but it's fine. You put out what you will put in to this program. So if you spend a lot of time on it and you're really thoughtful on what you're doing, often you yield good results. And we need like a smoothing brush. Bro, it's goofy arms. There's that inflate thing. Actually, I like that. There. Alright. Let's keep going a little bit more. And I mean, I said I was just going to do the shrunk that we already have. This kind of peck thing. And you don't need to, again, this is just modeling by hand. And also I'm tired, so I'm not doing this very efficiently at the moment, compared to how I normally would, but it's honestly, it's all good. So, I think I'm going to end the video right here, and I'll make a secondary video of just how to keep improving that. And maybe we'll fix the hand real quick before I go. So, what does this do? That's some interesting brushes. Morphs everything around, makes it look like shit. Trim. Okay, we're gonna add a modifier here. And we're gonna remesh. Remember to hit accept. Okay, so now we have this hand stump here. And this, let's go into edit mode, or object mode, I'm sorry. And we're going to add some primitives. And so we're going to go to add in object mode, and we're going to go into mesh. And we're going to click, not that, we're going to click cone, or cylinder, not that. We're going to move this guy over here. Mosey on over there. And then we're going to scale it way the hell down. Way down. To finger size. And I'm not even going to start there. I'm just going to start like this. Real small, okay? Back to rotate. Rotate. Move. This. Let me explain. So I'm sorry, when I get tired I forget. So you have these arrows, and that will allow you to move it basically on a line in one direction. If you grab this orange thing in the center, it's like free move, and it's kind of glitchy because like you can move it around a bunch, and then when you turn it, although it's actually seeming to behave fairly normally today, that's odd. The white circle is kind of similar. It's a free movement thing. And then these little circles here, or not circles, these squares here, these are like moving it on a plane, so you can like slide it around and it'll stay put on that particular plane. So again, most of this you will find out just by playing with it, but it's good to just kind of give you that little bit of extra stuff. Shift D will duplicate. Let's just make sure these are lined up. looks like Schnitzel's hand. See where I'm going with this? So, back to let's fucking try it with sculpt mode this time. Firstly, we have to actually go. Sorry, we have to go in here. Let's select all of these so we have them all brought to them. I'm gonna bump this up to 2 so we got some wiggle room. Why? I guess we have to do it per. That's kind of irritating. Okay. Here's a good example. So dyslexia tripped me up, and also not great at modeling in this thing, but I basically just modeled the opposite finger for the thumb for the other hand. So we can go to edit mode, and where the hell did we see it earlier? Maybe it wasn't in edit mode. Thought there was a way to mirror. Oh, it's a modifier, my bad. Okay. That's fine. Wait, what? No. What is you doing? It's not that, which, that's fine, we'll just do this. Wait, no, it's, I think it's okay. I think we'll just type. that should work fine. They do look a little like astronaut-like, but it's messy. Okay. Honestly, I believe I could just duplicate those. It seemed kind of lazy, but works smarter, not harder. And we can always define these a little bit later in more detail. Bouncing around a lot from edit mode to sculpt mode, which again, pretty normal for something this complex. Real quick too, go over something. So over here you have these different things. So I just figured out you have scale, rotate, and move, but you also have transform, which is basically literally all of them at once. Which might be a little overwhelming at first, but that is actually a lot more useful for me because I don't have to swap in between these three constantly. So it's a lot less clicking and everything. Duplicate again. Scale it up ever so slightly. So we're going to join these. You can also hit Control J, and that will merge them into one object now. And before we do anything, before we add it to the main bit, we're going to remesh it. This way it's a bit more stable. It's a bit funny, for something that is supposed to be smooth, it is not exactly smooth. Voxel seems to do the best job here. I think that will work fine. So we're going to apply this, and now we can click these guys and hit Control J, which will join them into one piece. And we can go back into sculpt mode and start to blend these fingers in more. So yeah, first I'm going to take my time with this one just because it's these are kind of more fragile, I think, just from the nature of how it seems to all work and behave. Let's make this hands not look like Vanessa's chin for a second, because that will probably help. What just happened? That was really weird. So it's like from all this gobbledygook, if we put this on, it automatically makes the fingers like do that bald thing. Isn't that weird? Yeah. So how do we do that before? There's this. Must have inflated these so they stretched a little bit. So yeah, look, there's some stretching going on there. time for a remesh. So. Hands are hard. There are better tutorials that are much more proficient at this, but you get the idea. So I think I'm going to be done with that hand for right now. Obviously I could have done a much better job, but this is more representational, and I think that that gets the job done pretty well. It's a little ugly, definitely. And we can smooth things out real quick. Yeah, we got like a tuner on the side, and this brush is working nicely. So I think I'm gonna call quits here, but I will probably pick this up another video. It's just so there, like I've kind of gone a little excessive with the muscles, and I'm using this clay stripe tool to try to show how those fibers would work underneath the skin. And it's more so just to help me understand what I'm doing with my thing. But yeah, because it shows the contours of the shape a little bit better. Obviously it's not super accurate. I think like from that angle is probably one of the better ones. The shoulder is like over defined. This bit is fine though. This looks pretty good. But yeah, so that is basically a follow along of how to model an arm, and I hope that this helped you.